everyone, welcome back to Yusuf Reacts. Today, we're diving into the Twilight Saga, New Moon, the 2009 sequel that took the vampire drama to new heights. If you are new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated with all our latest content. New Moon picks up right where Twilight left off. Bella Swan, played by Kristen Stewart, is dealing with the aftermath of her tumultuous relationship with Edward Cullen, the vampire played by Robert Pattinson. After a birthday party gone wrong, Edward decides to leave Forks to protect Bella from the dangers of his world. Heartbroken and lost, Bella finds solace in her friendship with Jacob Black, portrayed by Taylor Lautner. As Bella starts to heal, she discovers that Jacob is a werewolf. And the story takes a dramatic turn as she becomes entangled in the supernatural conflicts between vampires and werewolves. Kristen Stewart delivers a heartfelt performance as Bella, showcasing her struggle between love and heartbreak. Robert Pattinson's Edward is missed but still lingers in Bella's mind, while Taylor Lautner's Jacob comes into his own with a more prominent role. The chemistry between the characters continues to be a highlight. The central theme of New Moon is the idea of moving on and finding strength after loss. Bella's journey is filled with emotional highs and lows, and the film does a great job of exploring these themes through its supernatural elements. Visually, New Moon maintains the moody and atmospheric aesthetic that fans love. The special effects for the werewolves and the volturi vampires are impressive, though the film's pacing can be a bit slow for some. The soundtrack, featuring bands like Muse and Death Cab for Cutie, perfectly complements the film's emotional tone. Last time we saw Bella Swan, she was narrowly escaping the clutches of the evil vampire James, while finding love with vegetarian vampire Edward Cullen. Bella and Edward's lives have been full of nothing but love and bliss. However, it all changes one fateful day. On Bella's birthday, her newfound friend and sister of Edward, Alice, decides to throw her lavish party, complete with balloons, ribbons and cake. Edward decides that while he and his family are around, Bella's life will always be at risk. So he decides to leave her for her own good. Bella feels her life is over. Enter Jacob Black, a member of the Twilight tribe who manages to bring some joy and meaning back into Bella's life. However, as the two become closer, Bella discovers Jacob has a secret of his own. As if that wasn't bad enough, Bella can't seem to get the love of her life, Edward, out of her mind. With new dangers, new friends and new enemies, Bella finds herself choosing between holding on to the past or accepting a new future. But what, and more importantly, who will she choose? On her 18th birthday, Bella Swan, Kristen Stewart, wakes up from a dream in which she sees herself as an old woman, while Edward is still the same young person that he is today. She expresses her distaste with growing older than her boyfriend Edward Cullen, Robert Pattinson, a vampire who stopped aging physically at 17 and is now 109 years old. Charlie gifts Bella a digital camera and a scrapbook from her mother. Jacob meets Bella at school, and he is really filling out, with muscles in his biceps. Jacob and Edward still won't stand next to each other, and Bella is the only common link between them. Meanwhile, Victoria is still on the prowl, and 3 hikers have gone missing in the area in the past few weeks. Victoria is helped by Laurentia Revan, Edie Gathegi. Bella's friends at school include Jessica, Mike Newton, Michael Welch, Angela Weber, Christian Serratos, and Eric Yorkie, Justin Chong. The Cullens include Edward, Alice, Rosalie, Jasper, Carlisle, Peter Fasinelli, Emmett Kellen Lutz, and Esma Elizabeth Reeser. Despite her lack of enthusiasm, Edward's adoptive family throws Bella a birthday party. At the party, Edward tells Bella of the existence of the Volturi family in Italy, who are the guardians of vampire law. The one law that is regularly upheld is death to the vampires who fail to keep their existence as vampires a secret. Carlisle lived with the Volturi for a few decades, who were very refined and had no respect for the human life. Unlike other vampires, the Volturi have deep red eyes. While unwrapping a gift, Bella gets a paper cut, causing Edward's brother, Jasper Jackson Rathbun, to become overwhelmed by the blood's scent and attempt to kill her. Edward pushes Bella out of the way to save her, injuring her even more. As Carlisle treats Bella for her injuries, he talks about how being a vampire is being condemned, and this is also the reason why Edward will not agree to change her. He could not take away her soul. Realizing the danger that he and his family pose to Bella, Edward ends their relationship, and the Cullens leave Forks, Washington. Edward tells Bella that he doesn't want her to come with him, as she is not good for him. He promises her that he will never interfere with her life and asks her not to do anything reckless for Charlie's sake. Sam Yulee, a Qualoot member, finds Bella in the woods unconscious and carries her back home where Charlie was organizing a search for her. Edward's departure leaves Bella heartbroken and depressed for months. She screams into her pillow at night, stares through her window for hours and sits alone at school. Dozens of emails sent to Alice are undelivered. However, when her father, Charlie Billy Burke, finally decides to send her to live with her mother in Florida, Bella refuses and agrees to spend more time with her friends. After seeing a movie with Jessica and a Kendrick, Bella sees a group of men on motorcycles. This reminds her of when Edward previously rescued her from an assault, and she sees his image warning her to stay away. Bella discovers that all thrill-seeking activities evoke Edward's preserved image. Bella deliberately puts herself in harm's way just so she can see Edward's image warning her not to be reckless. She is also comforted by Jacob Black Taylor Lautner, a cheerful companion who eases her pain over losing Edward. Billy Blackgill Birmingham is the Qualoot elder and is Jacob's disabled father. Bella asks Jacob to fix 2 dirt bikes she bought from the junkyard, again for her adrenaline rush and to see Edward again. Quill Tyson Houseman and Embry Kiowa Gordon are Jacob's friends. Bella and Jacob spend several weeks together rebuilding her bike. Bella continues to write to Alice via emails. Charlie tells Bella that she should learn to love Jacob, who is good for her, subtly indicating that perhaps Edward was not the right choice for her. Jacob reveals to Bella that all of his friends are now following Sam, and Sam himself has started acting like he runs the reservation. Finally, the bikes are ready, and as soon as Bella turns it on, she sees Edward's image asking her to stop. Bella rides the bike as she keeps seeing Edward every few meters, but since she is distracted, she loses balance and crashes. Jacob takes care of Bella, and she starts to find him to be beautiful. At school, Mike asks Bella out for a movie, and she selects an action movie called Face Punch. She calls all her friends to the movie, but everyone bails at the last minute and only Jacob shows up. Mike didn't even like action movies, but he wanted to spend some alone time with Bella. Inside the theater, Bella can see that both Jacob and Mike want to hold hands with her. Bella tells Jacob not to ruin things with her, as she needs him as a friend. Bella says that she is still not over her depression and wants to be fair to Jacob. Jacob knows that Bella is still pining for Edward. Jacob promises that he would never hurt Bella like Edward did. But then Jacob starts undergoing changes to his body and gets really hot, which he cannot understand. When Jacob suddenly begins avoiding her, he cuts off his hair and gets a tattoo. Bella confronts him, and Jacob reveals that he knows that the Cullens are vampires and Bella is in love with one of them. Bella is found by Laurent, who knows that the Cullens have left her unprotected. Bella tries to lie by saying that she is in touch with Edward, but Laurent knows that she is bluffing. Laurent says that he is acting on behalf of Victoria, who believes that since Edward killed her mate, it is only fair that she kills Edward's mate. As Laurent prepares to attack, a large wolf pack emerges from the forest. As the wolf pack fights Laurent, Bella escapes to home where she narrates her experience to Charlie and Harry Graham Greene, a Qualoot elder and Charlie's friend. Bella says that she saw large wolves, and says that the wolves are responsible for the human deaths in the area. That night, Jacob visits Bella and tells her that he has a secret that he cannot share with Bella. Bella remembers the story that Jacob told her about Qualoot being descended from wolves. Bella visits Billy and discovers Jacob has become a werewolf, an age-old enemy of vampires. Bella keeps pressing Jacob to tell her why he has been avoiding her, and then she confronts her buff-looking friends who are always with Jacob. Bella insinuates that it is one of the friends who turned Jacob into a werewolf, just like as it happens with the vampires. One of them, Samuel Chase Spencer, the alpha of the wolf pack, gets really angry when Bella slaps him and attacks Bella as a werewolf, so Jacob turns into one himself to protect Bella. Jacob fights the aggressor, defeats him and then becomes the leader of the pack. Quill and Embry takes Bella to meet Sam's imprinted fiancée Emily Tinsel Corey. Sam once slashed Emily's face and now it is scarred. Jacob tells Bella that only a few members of the tribe have the werewolf gene. Bella believes that werewolves killed the people found dead, including Waylon. But Jacob corrects her and says that werewolves are the ones who protect humans from vampires. They only kill vampires, and also reveals that they already killed Lauren. Jacob's pack members are on constant patrol for Victoria Rochelle Lefevre, a vampire who wants to avenge the death of her mate, James, who was killed by Edward in an effort to save Bella from him. That leaves Jacob little time to spend with her. While Jacob is hunting for Victoria, Charlie is hunting for the wolves, whom he thinks are responsible for the deaths in the area. Harry hampers the search by removing all wolves' prints that they encounter in the forest. Victoria finds Harry in the forest and kills him and is chased by Jacob and his friends. Victoria manages to escape. Alone again, Bella returns to seeking thrill-inducing activities and then jumps off a cliff. Jacob saves her from drowning and tells Bella that werewolves can't hurt the Cullens because of the treaty with the tribe. Bella gets really close to Jacob, but she cannot bring herself to love him, and pushes back when he tries to kiss her. Alice Ashley Green comes to visit Bella as she had a vision of her jumping off a cliff and then thinks Bella is dead. Jacob is with Bella at the time and tells Bella that she is about to cross a line by going to meet Alice. Bella ignores Jacob and runs to meet Alice. Bella tells Alice that she was not trying to kill herself, but she was only cliff jumping. Alice also finds that Bella is friends with Jacob, who is a werewolf. Jacob confronts Alice and blames the Cullens for Bella being hunted by Victoria. Vampires consider werewolves to be like dogs. Jacob wants Bella to stay with him forever. Edward finds from Rosalie Nikki Reed that Alice has gone to visit Bella and then calls her home. Jacob picks the phone and then tells Edward that Bella's dad is arranging a funeral, which was true. But not of Bella, it was for Harry. Bella realizes that it was Edward on the phone, who now believes that Bella is dead. Till this point, there was a budding attraction between Bella and Jacob. But Jacob's behavior angers Bella and then drives her firmly in the direction of Edward. Edward believes Bella has killed herself by jumping off a cliff into the ocean. Distraught over her supposed suicide, Edward travels to Italy to provoke the Volturi, a powerful vampire coven capable of killing Edward, by exposing himself as a vampire to humans, so that he is killed as well. Edward will wait until noon, when the sun is at its highest. The Volturi are a powerful sect, led by Aro and include Jane Dakota Fanning, a guard of the Volturi who has the ability to torture people with illusions of pain. Caius Jamie Campbell Bower, a Volturi elder who is very strict about vampire laws. Marcus Christopher Heyerdahl, a Volturi elder who has the gift of seeing the relationship connections between people. Jonna Justine Waxberger, Volturi's human secretary. Alec Cameron Bright, Jane's brother who has the ability to cut off senses. Dimitri Charlie Bewley, a Volturi guard who is a gifted tracker. And Felix Daniel Cudmore, a Volturi guard who has supreme strength. As Alice tells Bella, she is determined to not let Edward kill himself out of guilt. Jacob begs Bella to stay, but she would not consider it. Alice, Edward's sister, and Bella rush to Italy to save Edward. They arrive in Volterra on San Marco's Day Festival, which is specifically celebrated as the day vampires were expelled from the city. Alice drops Bella as she knows that Edward can see her coming, but Bella is the only one he cannot read. Bella has 5 minutes to rush to the clock tower, and she makes it just in time to stop Edward from exposing himself. It is then that Edward tells Bella that he always loved her and only left to protect her. However, the Volturi determine that Bella, a human who knows that vampires exist, must either be killed or transformed into a vampire herself. Aro is afraid of Bella as he cannot read her thoughts, and even Jane's powers have no effect on Bella. Aro unleashes his guards Demetri and Felix to kill Bella. Edward tries to save her, but he is no match for the collective strength of the Volturi. Alice stops them from killing her by sharing her premonition with Aro Michael Sheen, a Volturi elder who is able to read thoughts through touch, in which Bella has been transformed into a vampire. Heidi Newt-Seer is a volturi who leads the tourists into the Volturi's chamber, and urges them to stay together while Demetri leads Bella, Alice and Edward in the opposite direction. Heidi's special ability is to make herself attractive to other people, regardless of species or gender. The tourists are food for the Volturi. Soon after, they return to Forks and Bella forgives Edward for leaving her. The Cullens vote in favor of Bella being transformed into a vampire, much to Edward and Rosalie's dismay. Later on, Jacob reminds Edward of the treaty the Cullens made with the Quileute tribe. They will not attack each other, as long as the Cullens do not bite any humans, an action necessary for Bella's transformation. Edward only thanks Jacob for keeping Bella alive when he left. Bella argues that if it is her choice, then the conversion is not covered as part of the treaty. But Jacob is adamant and says that he will not allow Bella to become one of the vampires. Bella admits to Jacob that she loves Edward and seeks closure with him. Bella tells Jacob and Edward that they cannot hurt each other without hurting her as they come to blows. Edward tells Bella that he will change her into a vampire after she marries him. New Moon continues the Twilight Saga with a blend of romance, fantasy, and drama. It's a roller coaster of emotions, whether you're Team Edward, Team Jacob, or somewhere in between. What did you think of New Moon? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more movie reviews and content. See you in the next video.